flow. I just had to let you know. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable. You a joke like Chappelle Show. This so perennial. Do this for my millennials. I be murdering any flow. I just had to let you know.
Coach, playoff football has come to the west coast of Florida, and we are at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a classic in store between the Dallas Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The excitement level around here at a fever pitch as we're underway in the 2020 NFC Championship game. This is taken, and look at this. Right away, a loose football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, TJ Logan, and he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. He's already put it on the ground once in this first half. There, no gain, just struggling to get going.
Yeah, and what he needs right now, a dose of confidence, which means his guys have to chop a hole, a big one for him, give him a chance to run a little bit and gain some of that confidence back. He didn't get it on that carry.
On second down now, it's Logan, and he'll take this one up to about the 13. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
On 3rd down, Winston. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. The sack by Robert Quinn. We've seen a couple of Super Bowls start 2-0. The first score of this game could have very easily been a safety. That was close there.
It was close, and while it didn't happen in this game, it's funny you bring up the Super Bowls because that would have been, what, Super Bowl 46, Giants-Patriots.
You're testing my memory.
And also yeah. Super Bowl 48, which was Broncos-Seattle when the snap went over the head of the QB, and guess what? It was 2-zip Seattle right out of the gate.
Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we draw up. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking now.
Run for Pollard, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
A sizable gain there, 9 yards as they get it back to a 3rd and 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yards.
Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Evans. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. So a very good start, but don't go get those Super Bowl T-shirts left. Still the early going here.
I wonder if they're even printing them at this stage of the game, right? Do you wait a little longer before you say which one you're going to do? Good advice, Brandon. Make sure you know there's a lot of game left, but a good start.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. 23 yards, the final tally.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. On 2nd down, it's Pollard. Carl Nassib there on the tackle.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Devin White able to run him down for a 15-yard loss, and it will be 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Mike 54. Push him back. Push him back. Right there. 54. Right there. Right there.
Now Winston. That's caught by Howard. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Watch out. Watch out.
They run with Logan. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Ready. White 25. Follow. Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe, defense. 50.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Winston. Oh, he's thinking end zone for Evans. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Third and long for Winston. Oh, he's thinking end zone for Evans. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on third and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll need to come from behind if they want to play in 2 weeks as they trail early in this NFC Championship game. Now Prescott. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play here for Dallas. 42 yards. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover, and boom, hit him with a big one.
And defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of a game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need to be.
The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose one or two. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
A first down there on a pickup of 25. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. Now Prescott. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw is Prescott. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker, past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they've got themselves a 7-0 lead here, but that, you recall, was a defensive touchdown, so still nothing as of yet for this offense.
Well, they're happy to have the lead. We got to cut them a little bit of slack. It's still early.
He's got a man, complete. Into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Mike Evans, 89 yards. And the Bucs get the quick strike touchdown. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Prescott. Caught by Cobb. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Prescott to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. On after the sack, he's still down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
Here's Prescott. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On 2nd and goal, Prescott to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's when the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
2 incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here. And again, it's Prescott. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards up 1st and 2nd down.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drives exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Logan. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 33.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
It's a gain of 16, 1st down Tampa Bay.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
Rush in, rush in, rush in. Green, come to see.
On 1st down, Logan. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. 15-yard touchdown as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. Oh, able to avoid him. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Cowboys take over first down 10 at their own 24-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum.
And a Cowboy first down.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for first and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. Flush to his right. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. On second down, Prescott again. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 21. 2 minutes remain in the first half of this NFC Championship. And a reminder, folks, as we've done all year, we'll send you to Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report coming up shortly. The coach with us, as always, as he will start to look ahead to Super Bowl 53. Here's Prescott. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
A second down throw for Prescott. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Vernon Hargreaves with a pick. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
From the 22, here's second and 8.
Right there in the middle, 55.
Winston. And this is caught by Evans. And oh, he coughed it up. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10.
Green, come see. Easy. Right there, 54 Mike.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. From the 24, they'll go again on second and 10. They'll run it here with Logan. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. It's complete to Fuller. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Check 55, Mike.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
Here's Winston. Escapes the sack. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Will Fuller, as the first half is winding down, as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Throwing, Prescott. Gonna take a shot for Gallup. It got his man complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. This is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Prescott now. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Well, interceptions have been a problem in this one. If he could have gotten his feet down here, it would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They've had a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one, just unable to get those cleats in bounds.
Throwing again. Prescott on 2nd and 10. And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 14. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
At the 42-yard line.
They run again with Logan. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Tyrone Crawford on the stop. It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Ready, black 22.
Mike's by 4. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Kill.
Throwing, Winston. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Here's Austin. Dances by him. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 64 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. That's complete to Cobb. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Your trip is here, baby. Your trip is here.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
You got 3.
Now here's Pollard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well, I didn't have to stretch for this one. This is 4-down territory. They've got to get it in with the deficit that they're facing.
Absolutely. It's not the 4th quarter, but still, I think you can't be thinking 3 here.
Now, if you do that, you might as well go ahead and fold up on this one, but I don't think they're built like that.
And my goodness, another interception. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
With the Eagles?
That's right. It's then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. This is Logan. And an alley to run. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. T.J. Logan, 95 yards, as his guys continue to pour it on. On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot at a big game, their big play ability. They can strike from anywhere.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? Looking to throw again on second down. Prescott. And he's got room. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that? It
wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Big hold to the 30. It's caught. Cooper. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper, and we mentioned, what if they play man coverage against you? He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what he said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to in coverage, when you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Logan. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Barber on 1st and 10. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9. One quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Barber. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run here with Barber. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Here's Matt Gay now for the Bucs field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Gay knocks this one through. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points. But this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held it. And now here is another interception. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
It's Ty Detmer. He's with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good. They'll run on 1st down. Logan. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a 1st down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Cowboys' 15-yard line.
8, read.
54, Mike.
Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that quarterback. Ready.
On 2nd down, Barber. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
We want it. Come to my world.
They'll stay on the ground with Barber. And he picks up the 1st as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
Ready? Black 25. 54. Right 54. Stay with your man.
Here's Barber. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. On 2nd down, it's Barber, and he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now.
Ready? Black, what you got?
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Come on, D.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Winston on the keeper.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. Gay's kick is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. So it's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game. Head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball, because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
He's going to let it fly. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Got his man there complete to Gallup. And this won't be enough. A good secured tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
Third and long for Prescott. He's got his target. It's Cobb. Touchdown, Cowboys. Randall Cobb, 60 yards. And the Cowboys claw one back. Well, something about this team, you just felt like they were one of destiny all season long, and they've made themselves today, as you can see, the class of the NFC.
Yeah, and it's starting to look more and more like a Super Bowl trip is very much in their future.
And the fans starting to book those tickets. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And they get to hoist the Hallis Trophy. Unbelievable victory. Moving on to the Super Bowl.
I only hope that these players understand exactly who is behind that trophy. George S. Hallis, one of the creators of this great game of football of ours and creator of the NFL. What an amazing feeling and an amazing accomplishment.
And that'll close the books on the conference championship. For Charles Davis, myself, Brandon Gaudin, and our entire crew, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks from the Super Bowl.
This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lag. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back. Hey, 20 of us, that's 20 goons in them. Ice cream whip, triple school. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna play me, no conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bread until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. Knows my dogs, they by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I can never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs, they by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die.